Hello and welcome to another Forgotten Realms Premier draft. I had a pretty decent draft challenge in the previous video, but I still have the dream to actually get to mythic rank and top 1200 by the end of the month. That said, my Premier drafts have been just stalling in the same position in terms of rank, so I haven't really made any significant progress. I'm still at Platinum Tier 4, so there's a long way to mythic. Here's a Minsk, which I don't have a full playset of. It's also splashable. I think I'll take it because I still am in the process of completing the set, and every mythic rare makes it. Picking a mythic rare makes it me that much closer to set completion. Let's say if I had 4 of these Minsks already, would I take a Kaline here instead? Because that is the best cards in the pack are Minsk and Kaline. I think when you first pick a Minsk, there's a good chance you can get to make it the splash. I mean, of course, you have to play 2 of these 3 colors and then splash the third one, but you can get Evolving Wilds, you can get treasures and stuff like that. So I don't think it's impossible to splash for the Minsk, and the abilities are very good. And of course, well, you get for 3 mana, you get a 3/3 and 1/1, which is good. But of course, the mana cost is very hard. But the actual activated ability here is fantastic. So it is a really strong card if you just can cast it. Alright, so nothing that's particularly exciting. I think I like the cards I like the most in this pack are the Eccentric Apprentice and the Precipitous Drop, which of course don't work with the Minsk at all because they are exactly the 2 colors Minsk is not. So am I taking like an Inspiring Bard here? I don't think so. I think I'll rather have the Eccentric Apprentice if I get some kind of maybe blue-white Avenger or something like that. Alright, well, I can now take the Intrepid Outlander. Very easy pick here, it's a high quality 2-drop. Allows me to still consider playing Minsk, and also it's a possibility that I will play blue and green, having these 2 pretty decent uncommons already for that archetype. Yep, that is easy pick. And here. There are a lot of black cards that are good. Sampling Ghast, Yuan-Ti, Thieves' Tools, and even the Warlock class is quite decent. So I think black is open based on this pack. And what is the first card? I'd be interested in picking out of these options. I do like the Yuan-Ti quite a bit, and hopefully I'll find some other Thieves' Tools so that I can equip this maybe at some point and get the free ventures with the unblockable Yuan-Ti. But yeah, I think it is the pick here to be made. Now I have a lot of options. I don't think I'm going to be playing Minsk here though. But I can be black-green, black-blue, or blue-green still. There's a Soul Knife Spy and an Underdark Basilisk, also hired Hexblade, but I think the Spy is the pick here. I just like the card a lot. And there's a Lightfoot Rogue, also a Charmed Sleep, but I do like the 2-drop more than the Charmed Sleep. It is removal, yes, but it's a removal spell that can be gotten rid of. It's a double caster, and this is just a very decent 2-drop. I could be blue-black here. I didn't really see a lot of green after picking the Intrepid Outlander. And here I have a Horde Robber. If I get Thieves' Tools, I'd rather have it than the Clever Conjurer and the Sepulchre Goal. Blue-black isn't exactly a Sepulchre Goal deck, and I guess the Conjurer isn't that amazing either, especially if you have nothing to ramp into. And here, Contact Other Plane, I think it is the pick. I could still take the Sesra if I ignore these blue ones and go black-green, but I guess with just Intrepid Outlander, I think I'll just take the Contact Other Plane and ignore the green here now. Oh, I get an Evolving Wild, which I'll take over there. Other options here. Nice to take the Mana Fixing, Shocking Grasp. It's best of 1, so Split the Party could be maybe a sideboard card, but I'll take the Shocking Grasp, maybe not main deck it now. And Shortcut Seeker. Now I really want to have a Thieves' Tools happening now because I have a lot of creatures that benefit from it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 creatures that have triggers based on dealing damage to a player. So Djinn, Windseer or Warlock class, those are the options. Of course there are a couple of black cards, but they are not very good. I'm just not very convinced that the Warlock class is that good of a card. The level 3 is so expensive. I'm not even that useful always. The level 1 is okay, you get some life losses for the opponent. Level 2 of course buys the card back, but it's tempo loss. I think I just have a flyer here. And do I need a 2-drop? Just to have a 2-drop here. Feign Death, I don't have a lot of die rolling. Well, I have it there, here. Actually, I do have some die rolling. Maybe I'll take the Pixie Guide, but not because of the die rolling synergy. It's more because I want to have a 2-drop here. The Feign Death would be okay, but maybe I can find these things later on. That's only 3 black cards, but I hope I will get some good black ones. Well, maybe I don't get any black ones. There's like a Burning Hands. Pixie Guide number 2, of course, is there. I have a Silver Raven here already. The cards are pretty weak. I don't think I'm gonna move to red here. Blue-red, ignoring these black cards, but I like the black cards quite a bit. I'll just take another Pixie Guide. Now with so many 1-power creatures, I might take something like a Spear Dagger and play it, because it makes these, of course, more impactful, especially with the 1-3 flyers, if you can make them into 2-3 flyers. That's a lot more impactful clock, but now, oh man, this pack. So first I get some pretty mediocre stuff. Now I have a Fabled Trickster, which could work with the number of... Well, I don't have that many die rolling, but the actual decision here is between Rogue class and Fly. This is very slow, but if you get to the level 3, you just get infinite value out of this. And giving menace to my creatures when I have so many of these triggers here is also crude, but I think the Fly is still the peak, because I can just slap a Fly on some of these and get immediate value out of it. Maybe the Rogue class comes back and I'm very lucky and it comes back. I'm not counting on it, but maybe it is a possibility. Here Vampire Spawn, Clattering Skeletons, which I want to have curve-wise. 4-drop, 4-drop, 4-mana card draw spell. 3 3-drops. I would pick the spawn over the Clever Conjurer, but I'm still thinking about the Clattering Skeletons. I think I like it slightly more, but it is very close. And I can take the defensive 5-drop. I do like the Occult Elemental also, but I have some flyers here and I'd rather have some very good blocker on the ground, and this is exactly that. Soul Knife Spy number 2 over the other options. And there's a Guild Thief, Aberrant Mind Sorcerer. I don't think the Sorcerer has nothing really to return. Maybe I'll take the Guild Thief here now. Sadly I didn't get any Thieves tools there, but oh well. I'm not planning on playing the Eyes of the Beholder, most likely. I don't like the Sudden Insight either, especially because I already have a contact the other plane. Bar the Gate is pretty bad. I'll take the Spear Dagger, might play it. And here I'll just take the uncommon. I have a Silver Raven and these cards in my sideboard. I just won't be playing any of them. And sadly I didn't get the Rogue class, but I still got a 2-drop and the Trickster. Don't have that much of die rolling, but I think I need a 2-drop here. Yeah, I mean, maybe the Trickster was the pick, but I have a bunch of 3-drops and I'd rather have a 2-drop here. Monk class came back, but the other one didn't. I don't think I'm playing the Secret Door, so I'll take 20 gems here. Okay, another Fly, Grim Wanderer and Thieves Tools. I want them all, but the question is, which is the best? I think with double Soul Knife Spy. Well, the Thieves Tools it's less risky than the Fly. But the Fly has, this intrinsic trigger too. This only makes something unblockable that has some decent combat damage trigger to a player. This gives evasion and another additional trigger, so it's really, really tough. But I think I take the less riskier one here now. This could be awkward against decks that have a bunch of removal. Yeah, I take the Thieves Tools now. Okay, Reaper's Talisman. There's no way I'm gonna pick anything else. This is just insanely good. An insanely good card, and I'm taking it over another Soul Knife Spy and whatever cards are here. Okay, Book of the Exalted Deeds. Yeah, I'm taking the Mythic Rare here because I don't care about the Sign of Stygia, Bar the Gate, or the Zombie Ogre, or the Iron Golem here. So this is basically a free Mythic Rare because I'm not going to play the other cards anyway. It's pretty sweet. Getting there in terms of finishing the AFR collection. Okay, there's another Clattering Skeletons versus cards I don't care about, so maybe I'll take it. Not sure if I have room for all the 4-drops, but I might. I also, in the end, I have only one 5-drop, nothing that costs more than a 5. 4 4-mana creatures, 1 4-mana instant. So I think it's still acceptable. I have a decent curve anyway. The deck doesn't have removal, but maybe it can still work. Okay, I get a Cradle here. There's also Yuan-Ti and a Hoardropper, which I wouldn't mind having, but of course Cradle is just it's a perfect one here. Really good. And here because the Mind Sorcerer has no other targets than one instant, which is the card draw spell, there's no point playing a 5-mana 3/4. I'll take the Soul Knife Spy, which combines with the multiple of my cards. Okay, so here, which of these? I could take the Deadly Dispute too. I don't think I need another flyer here. Sepulchre Goal, maybe. I guess I'll take these to draw a few cards maybe at some point. And here I have one Eyes of the Beholder, which I don't think I'm going to play. How about these stuff? Yeah, Arcane Investigator. Let's take the 2-drop. I'm not sure how many of them I want to play. And Fly came back. I can take the Fly now. So I got both Thieves Tools and Fly from that pack. That is pretty nice. Okay, only blue and black cards here. Let's take the Soul Knife Spy number 4, because why not? Scion, which I'm not gonna play. And these things, which I'm not gonna play. No sideboarding, it's best of 3. Sorry, best of 1, of course, Premier Draft. So I don't have to worry about picking some counter spells for my sideboard. Although I guess I have all the options here. No one took really blue cards there. Okay, I have some cuts to make. I'm pretty sure the deck here features only... my sideboard here features only cards I'm not planning on putting to the deck, and that's correct. Because I still have some cuts to make. This Soaking Grasp is an okay card, but it's usually the kind of filler you cut first. And I still have to cut 3 cards, so let's just... let's do that. Yeah, Spare Dagger can go now. I have the better equipment here. A couple of higher impact cards. And I think one Arcane Investigator could go. And that leaves me at 24 cards. I think I'll still play 17 lands. But now the tough one is to choose the last cut. It could be the Pixie Guide actually. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be 6 2-drops if I cut a Pixie Guide. I might want to have one Arcane Investigator, because it is decent if there's some kind of a stall situation, and I have 6 mana to use for the die rolling here. So maybe the 1/3 flyer goes away, and this would be 15 blue, 9 black, and 17 creatures. A lot of triggers from, triggers that happen when my creatures deal damage to a player, and a lot of ways to make them unblockable, or at least tough to block, because for example I can slap a Reaper's Talisman on the Soul Knife Spy, Well, of course, if the opponent has like a 2-2, they will happily block, but if they don't have it, they have like a 7-6 there. This will give death touch, and they either take damage and let me draw a card, or they have to just trade with the Soul Knife Spy in that case. But yes, I think this is how I will do it. I know I could cut like a Clattering Skeletons and play the 2-mana card, but I think this is enough 2-drops in the end. Yeah, let's do it. But let's first put some lands there. I have a lot more blue cards, but is it still going to be, because a lot of my 2-drops are black. I will be playing even amount of basic lands, so 8 and 8. I could also cut the Deadly Dispute, but I kinda like to have one of them just to draw some cards when opponent is putting removal on my creatures or something like that. A bit of a flood protection maybe. So yeah, let's do it. Other option is to play still like the Spear Dagger, but I'm not a big fan of that, so let's just add the lands now. What kind of lands? Maybe these islands, and let's have something from here. These 8/8 and Evolving Wilds. Okay, I'm on the draw. No Swamp for the Cradle, sadly, but now I have it, so now it's a perfect hand. It was still good with the Soul Knife Spy and the Cradle, sorry, the Fly, but now that I can hit my 2-drop here, that's fantastic. Okay, do they have a... Okay, so they have a removal spell on this thing. That's the only explanation, because when this deals damage, I get a decent trigger. And yep, then I can play just a Soul Knife Spy, but I guess this guy's gonna get, okay, Sign of Stygia. And it will be tapped down for a while. They have 3 power here, I can take here 3, maybe I'll get to do the Fly on the next turn. I can also make it, so this thing works so that whenever I attack with any number of creatures, I can pay 2 to make one of them unblockable, which of course works nicely with the Soul Knife Spy. Oh, they can... Do they want to make another Scion here and hope for a high roll? With the Pixie Guide, they can get a... Yeah, they can actually make another Scion. I go to 16, they might lock down the Soul Knife Spy. So actually... Actually, how do I do it? So if I take it, I'd go to 16. And they have the option to make another Sign of Stygia, which will tap down the Soul Knife Spy, and it has a very high chance to get the 10 to 20 roll because of the Pixie Guide. Both will be staying tapped. The only thing I can do is play the Contact Other Plane unless I'm lucky with my draw. And then I will be at 16 and they have 5 power on the battlefield. I will go to 11, they have flyer. I think I have to do the trade here. Okay, they had the 2 mana to equip there. Do they want to make another Pixie Guide? Make even better die rolling? Nope. +2, +1/+1 might be a better. Let's contact a plane. Ooh, scry 3, draw 3. That was natural 20. That's insane. I can keep also all these. Wow. Just a casual 4 mana instant scry 3, draw 3. So that sounds fun. So let's see if they have another one of those Scions. Scions in there, or do they allow me to attack? Target the creature and decline. I don't need to make it unblockable, and then I will meal them. Yeah, I can have that. Now with all this stuff I have, what is the kind of an optimal? I guess well, let me see. Let me see now how to do it. 5 mana. I guess it's the talisman into clattering skeletons. Could be the rogue into pixie guide into talisman too, but I kinda... It's because next turn I will have 6 mana and I will draw a 3-drop. How do I... Because I want to use my mana on both turns. I might even want to equip, I might use the fly. So this is really... I guess the best way to use mana is the clattering skeletons, and they could have a barter gate though. Maybe I'll have the Lightfoot Rogue, see if they have a barter gate. No, they don't. Okay, fine. I'll do this. I think it's also quite valuable to just have more creatures if they have like removal. And the Reaper's Talisman is great. And also now I have a blocker for the 2/4 flyer. Of course I'm gonna block if they attack here, and they don't. Earth Cult Elemental. Do both sack. No, they have 2 rolls, so I will sacrifice a island because I have to steal 2 of them in my hand. So it's time to... This will have death touch, no matter what. So do I want to... yeah, the fly doesn't actually do much now. Whenever equipped creature attacks, it gains death touch. Okay, so it gains death touch no matter what. So I could equip this on the Cradle. Or I guess I'll just... Because then when this connects, I will get to gain 3 life. If I attack alone, yeah, if I attack alone with it. Or I can try to raise them too. I will have the Soul Knife Spy post-combat. I mean, the Train 2 is better, so let's do like this. I don't make it unblockable. Because I don't care about the trade with the Earth Cult Elemental, that would be fine. Investigate. Just a random creature that can jump block the Earth Cult Elemental could be good. But I'm not in a jump block range. I can take 6 here, no big deal. Actually, they would get another Earth Cult Elemental, so I will actually do the... Oh, they split the party. Fine. So they can leave the Soul Knife. Oh, they make the Rogue too. Because I'm gonna block the Earth Cult Elemental. I'm not gonna let them have another 6/6 here. I will just block it forever. Wonder why they didn't bounce the Cradle, because now I don't have to re-equip anything. This is completely fine. I have milled a lot of their lands there. Don't need to draw that. All the mills have been actually lands here. They are happy about that, I'm sure. So here it's going to be the Investigator for the jump block and the 4/3 for aggression. Krasilax. Okay, well they get to draw a card here. They can bounce it to trigger the die roll thing, but yeah, that was annoying actually. Now they have a flyer here. Okay, well they do have good stuff. I mean, I thought I was in a very good shape, but well, I actually, yeah, but they do need to draw something good, because I can with the Cradle make this into an... So whenever I attack, yeah, okay, I can attack with the skeletons and it will be unblockable. I was hoping that they would have not had a flyer, because then I could have just slapped a fly on this thing. So now if I they're gonna draw so many cards, but the problem is they will have a good shot at finding a solution here. Because if I use 2 mana to re-equip on the Clattering Skeletons, and then 2 mana to make it unblockable, they will be at 4 after that, and this would be lethal on the following turn. But then if they have any removal, that's... And I could play the Pixie Guide here post-combat, but they are still drawing a million cards there. That is really bad. I think it's my best chance still, so let's do that. I just need to hope that they don't draw anything good. Because I don't worry about my life total, I worry about them drawing answers for all the stuff here. That's the problem. For example, if they kill Cridle here, I can't make it unblockable anymore. So they will draw a lot of cards now. Well, no, if they are not gonna attack with... Interesting, they will draw 1 card. Okay. Okay, that can kill them. Okay, a bit wondering why would they do with that, because the Reaper's Talisman will be lethal in 2 turns anyway. Man, they were quite smart. I mean, they thought that I could have fly. I think I'll still make it fly, or do I? Doesn't actually matter too much. They would lose the Pixie Guide. I have how many? Yeah, I have here 6. Maybe I'll just trade with the Crazilax here. It's fine. I will get the drain here anyway. And then I will venture into what? Tomb of Annihilation, perhaps? Scry into some place. Not sure what the one Tomb of Annihilation does. I guess if the opponent has some kind of venture available, they could go for the gain 1 life, and then the Reaper's Talisman attack won't be lethal. So let's go to Annihilation here. And then I will have the Death Toucher to block the Earth Cult Elemental and the Soul Knife Spy, which they already know about. They no longer get to draw cards from the Crazilax, but they get to draw 2 from the Wizard class. Okay, that is just a trade. Now they can have removal on the Soul Knife Spy, but we will see. Okay, they have 1 scry here. They have 1 card in their hand. They can draw 2. They need an answer for the Soul Knife Spy. Because I equip it with the Reaper's Talisman and it's gonna be game over. But if they do, they do not. Reaper's Talisman, sick card. Okay, back to tier 3. This is I've been going between tier 3 and 4 for so long. Can I finally stay at tier 3 and maybe even start progressing towards tier 2? Okay, I would want to be on the play with these kind of hands, because my first drop is a 3-drop on the draw. Opponent can tempo me out, but you can't mulligan this kind of a hand. It's just not happening. I have a bunch of 2-drops in my deck too, so it's not like unlikely to have... Yeah, that's exactly It's not unlikely to draw them in your starting hand. But this is exactly what I was talking about when they tempo me out. Soul Knife Spy is not really a good defensive card. I did draw the Talisman though, but I'm taking here 5. They might have removal on this thing, and that's almost game over if they have removal. That's just how it goes. If I was on the blade, things would be so much different. So now I take 6 here. But, I mean, I'll take the 6. Maybe they will only attack with the Steadfast Paladin. Oh, they will attack with no one. Well, my best... I mean, maybe, I just hope they don't have any removal. All I do here is this and this. All the eggs in the same basket. Sure. So I will scry, I think. So I will venture into scry. Then I draw a card. Island is actually perfect with the Rime Shield Frost Giant, which is very good blocker on these guys, but now they can easily remove this guy. And then, well, I'm not dying right away. I'll take 8 here though. They gain 4, but the Frost Giant hopefully prevents them from attacking. And now they kill my guy. They do not. So at least I have the Deadly Dispute up if I want to use it. Nope. They have a Faridas Fireball. I have to resolve it though. Because if I don't play the Frost Giant now, I'm dying to these guys. I can play Dispute and I have 4 mana left because I will get a treasure here. I will also take 2 damage from here. But if I do the Dispute thing, then I don't. But I could play the Soul Knife Spy post-combat. But then I'm taking 8 damage here. I'll be at 3. I can gain life with the Reaper's Talisman though. But I guess I'll just have to play the 5/5 now. Sorry, not 5/5, 5 drop, 4/5. And hopefully they don't have ways to attack past this thing. Well, they do. And I get 5. Okay, well, that was perfect for the opponent. But that's I mean, I had this. The reason I lose here is because I was on the draw and I had only a 3-drop when they curved out and had removal when I had my, you know, my build your own mega creature that's very vulnerable to anything. So they're gonna just do this. This is gonna attack for 4. I can, yeah. I can draw into my 1/3, but this will be a 4/3. I can only jump block. It's just not gonna work here. Let's hopefully be on the draw or hit our 2-drop, because I think I have still 6 2-drops in the deck. Let's make sure. I'm not. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of them is a 1/1 though, but still. On the draw, but I have a 2-drop, 4-drop, and 5-drop, and mana to almost cast them all. Opponent also did a mulligan there. This is a keep now. I will have time to play the Frost Giant most likely, and now I have a perfect curve out here. Yeah, if I draw any land in what 4 draw steps, I get to go 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. And now there's a Hoardropper. Let's see if... Okay, we have the same theme in the deck, but let's see who has the better draw. They did mulligan. They don't want to take this guy through. This costs 4 mana to make unblockable. They need a blocker for this guy. Okay, so what's this? Feign Death? It could be a Feign Death, but it enters tapped, so yeah. I don't really know what else it can be. unless they sack it for a deadly dispute, which they can also do, like that. Do they have a land drop? They hold priority, so I think they... Oh, they didn't have a land drop. Well, that's just horrible for them. I could play this Clattering Skeleton, but I just rather have the Soul Knife Spine here. But yeah, they drew 2 cards, and they still didn't get their land drop, and they mulliganed to 6, so the opponent just is very unlucky there, and well, that just happens. At least they did draw it now, and they have a treasure, so they do have 4 mana available. So Soul Knife Spy, they can block it with, if they have, for instance, the 2/5, or maybe just anything that, you know, can trade with it. Okay, that is a good one. Let's see if I find one of my ways to make it unblockable. Not now. So I'm gonna attack with both, of course. Get the treasure, could be relevant at some point when I draw some card draw, for instance. Now I think Clattering Skeletons is almost as good as the Frost Giant, so let's play it. Keep the treasure still here up. Well, they did draw lands, so now one that they were supposed to, because they had the dispute on turn 2, so they were supposed to draw for, you know, up 2 more lands, and they still missed it once. Zombie Ogre, okay, so this is this kind of a play. Game. I mean, they have a 3/5, which is good until I draw one of my ways to make stuff unblockable, but I draw only lands here, so yeah. That's 3/5 is not usually a good card, but in this situation it is. I need a fly, I need a Thieves' Tools, I need Cridle, I need... what else do I have here? The talisman thing, the Reaper's Talisman. Yeah, there are a lot of outs here for good stuff. But I guess there's no rush in here. I only need to wait until I draw one of them. Okay, now the treasures can come handy. Draw 2. Land to land. I wish I did got the Scry there. The Scry would have been pretty good. Wow. Okay, I have 1 land here, 4 in hand, 6 on the battlefield, so it's 11. So my deck has 6 lands left and 18 non-lands. How many of the 6 lands am I gonna draw in the next couple of turns? Yeah, this Zombie Ogre here did a good job stalling here. Okay, Lightfoot Rogue. Not the card I need, but I guess it trades with some of their things here. It will always have the Death Touch, but I guess... Well, I don't mind trading with any of these. Let's see if they have a weak card to trade with. So Cridle, Fly, Thieves' Tools, and Reaper's Talisman. I have 5 cards that are very good here in this situation. Can I draw one of those 5? That allows me to scry. So it also is a flyer, and the opponent doesn't have ways to block flyers currently. But yeah, scry is extremely valuable. I just need to draw into my good stuff here. Also, if I draw the... I actually don't need this. If I draw the 2-drop that can draw cards when you use 6 mana, I can do that. Start drawing cards with it. Well, this is definitely a board style. Even, you know what would be very good? The thing that is unblockable when you pay 4 mana for it. So I have so many good draws here. I haven't gotten any of the kind of the cards that break at board style almost in the top half of my deck. Yeah, the 2 mana 1/1. When it deals combat damage to a player, it gets a counter. I guess I was supposed to attack with the Lightfoot Rogue there, but for some reason I chose not to. It's fine. I can do it later on. Get that. Oh, now they have these things, so this is how they can clock me. I mean, I do need to get my own good stuff, and I have so many of them in the deck. Yeah, I really need to start drawing good stuff. It's gonna take a few turns for this to become lethal. Oh man. Oh man, this is actually ridiculous. All the cards are in the bottom half of my deck, and I think I counted at least 7, because the things that make things the Reaper's Talisman is fantastic. Both flies would be good, and of course Thieves' Tool is good. Cradle is good, so that's 5. And then there's the 2-drop that. There's the 2-drop that will allow me to draw cards with 6 mana activation, and then there is this guy, Guild Thief. So that's 7 cards. 1 out of 3 chance to draw, for instance, any one of them. Now this will take a couple of attacks before it's a big threat, and it does use 4 of their mana each turn. But man, this zombie ogre doing some work here. 5 toughness, can't crack through that. Yeah. It's not what I need here. If I attack with all, I don't think they can eat my guy for free, and yeah, they don't. That's just. This is really, really bad. Yeah, now I have drawn 50% of my deck. All the 7 cards that are good in this kind of situation are still in the bottom half of the deck. And of course the opponent might have interaction here. They have 2 cards I don't know about. So 1 fly could just be completely nonsense here now. At least I did draw that now. So I have the Eccentric Apprentice here, which is going to allow me to raise them. Now that I got my own Guild Thief, that is going to be nice. Do they have a bar the gate? Nope. So I'm gonna take 3 here. Yeah, this is a funny game. Well, the Eccentric Apprentice was huge here because it has dealt so much damage here already. Without that, I would be much in a bigger trouble here. But I actually need my Reaper's Talisman to start gaining some life. The Guild Thief is getting pretty threatening here. Okay, so the bottom 18 cards have the stuff I need. Oh man, it's so many cards that would be amazing in here. Sure it does. So many cards that would be amazing, yet I'm unable to draw them. And now the Guild Thief is winning the race here. Unless I find my Reaper's Talisman, then I think... If I find a fly, I can put it on the Rhyme Shield Frost Giant. Attack for 6 in the air, but I'm gonna go to 10 and this becomes a 5/5. So it's a 3-turn clock now. It is a 3-turn clock because I never drew the stuff I actually needed here. They have 4 blockers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, they have an Iron Golem. I was just thinking that I attack with everything. Okay, Deadly Dispute. That is fantastic. Is there a reason to get a venture here? I don't think. 1/1. Yeah, no, I will just sack a treasure here. Come on, deck. There is a Thieves' Tools. There is a Thieves' Tools which will be... So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 of them will go through. Yeah, it doesn't... mean, I need to win on the next turn, but I have potential to do that. Because I will attack for 5 now. I will even draw a card. But they only need... They only need one piece of interaction. And that's it. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They can take... Yeah, they are not dying. They can block. They can take 3. Yeah, they easily survive. So I just attack with these. And let's see what I draw with the... There's no interaction in the deck, so the Guild Thief is pretty funny here. Guild Thief is really potentially winning them the game. But let's see now, what is the draw? Useless. No point re-equipping anything. And now let's hope I get at least the 1 turn here now. The Iron Golem I'm going to block with Clattering Skeletons and get a 1-1. Who knows if the 1-1 is the missing part I need here. They will have only 4 blockers here. They need to deal with either the Soul Knife Spy or the Eccentric Apprentice. So let's see if they use mana to deal with one of them. Then... Okay, let me block here. And well, let's see what they do. They might use a Deadly Dispute to, for instance, to draw some cards, but that will use more of their mana. The less mana they have available, the better it is for me. They might use the Deadly Dispute on the Iron Golem, but that doesn't. I don't care if the Clattering Skeleton survives. Then I have a 4-3 instead of the 1-1 that's about to happen otherwise. So now I have one more turn because the Guild Thief will be lethal on the next turn. So now the opponent must just prevent me from winning. Can they do that? 4 blockers currently against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 attackers, and these are unblockable currently. They have 2 cards I don't know about. They have card draws, but only 5 mana currently. They can get a Coupling Lair, but but they would have to sacrifice the Clattering Skeletons, so it doesn't actually make a difference. That's still 4 blockers. If the Shortcut Seeker connects, I can go to the Dark Pool, so it's like 3 power attacker in practice. Dispute, sacking a treasure. They have only 2 lands currently, plus the treasure. And they get the 1/1 token, of course. Well, they took a treasure here. And well, I didn't draw anything that helps me, so the only thing I can do here now is thinking if I want to move the Thieves' Tools away. What kind of instant speed? Because if I move it on the Shortcut Seeker, it is effectively, like I said, a 3 power attacker because I can go to the Dark Pool. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm gonna attack with everyone. That's happening no matter what. I'm just figuring out if there's any reason to put the Thieves' Tools elsewhere. I'm dying next turn anyway. Nothing is going to prevent that. I wish I drew... I don't know what I should have drawn there. Reaper's Talisman? No, that wouldn't have actually helped that much. Alright, so maybe it doesn't matter too much. If this is unblockable, it's 3 power anyway. Do they have something that... I don't know. Let's just do this. I mean, they have to have something And I think one thing is not enough. Manticore is just a blocker. Okay, that doesn't help. They block the flyer here. Flyer here, take 3, and then the 4 other blockers won't be enough here. Or will it? No, I think it's exactsies. I think it is exactsies. Yeah, that is exactly 5. That was very, very close. 1, 2, plus 3 is 5. That was exciting. It was even Steven. And it was also on the last possible turn. But I still had left in my deck. I had Cridle, I had Reaper's Talisman, I had 2 flies. And of course the 2-drop that can draw me cards. So that was a lot of the good stuff. A lot of the style answers were still in my deck there. Okay, I'm still on the draw. This would be so much better on the play, but I just run the same risk as against the, what was it, the red-white deck? Was it red-white or something else? But I'm of course keeping it. I have Reaper's Talisman, Soul Knife, Spy Fly, and yeah, absolutely. But and the opponent did mulligan, and at least they didn't have a 1-drop. But yeah, I might. If they have like a 3-power 2-drop, it's gonna be awkward. I need my 2-drops. That's so annoying. I only need the 2-drop here because I can either block with the 1/3 or trade with a 2-power creature. They have a Hand of Vecna. Yeah, they're gonna deal 5. So this is just insane. They had this particular rare here, which is gonna kill me in a couple of turns because they can make this now into a 6/6 and they can use 4 mana to make it into a 12/12. And then I have to start jump blocking this guy forever. No, actually it won't be of 12 because they would have to play the land first. But anyway, and it gets the pack tactics. Point is, anyway, this is insane. This is insane. If they have a creature here, and they do, yeah. Hand of Vecna. This is exactly. I don't think I would have won here even with a 2-drop though, so maybe that's something. But oh man. So I got all the things that in a normal game of Limited, when the opponent doesn't suddenly attack for 7 on turn 3, I'm just going to dominate. But now it's not gonna happen. I'm just dying. I mean, it doesn't matter. I have no way to. Yeah, I mean, I can attack, but they will have a lethal attack on the next turn. They can pump this. It becomes what? Incredibly large. It will become a. Wait a minute, they draw a card. It's gonna be a 6/6, 5/5. This attack, it's 9 damage, and then they can double it up. So this will be a 10. The pack tactics happens. Yeah, they have like almost 20 damage coming up if I attack. If I don't attack, if I just block this thing, this is lethal anyway. So I have to jump block it. So that was it. Finally, I go first and have a very decent hand. I think it's just gonna be the Talisman instead of the Evolving Wilds. I can play Cridle and then I can, on the following turn, play the equip it, Reaper's Talisman, and then have the Evolving Wilds here. Although Arcane Investigator might be a good idea too. Do they have a power word kill? I'll just equip here. They don't have a power word kill, so now it's my time to have an insanely good start. I get to mill them, they lose a land, and I get to scry into a land which I want to have, although it doesn't matter. Yeah, I made a mistake, I should have done the Evolving Wilds first. Then again, I don't need to fetch now, because I know I have a land on the next turn anyway, and I don't have a 4-drop, so I'm actually not gonna fetch. I'm gonna draw the land and play a Fangblade. Soul Knife Spy though. Now I do this. Getting an island here. So how risky do I wanna be with the Soul Knife Spy? I guess I'll just play the Investigator. They have this land by the way, but it doesn't matter currently, because I will want to trade with that thing. If they trade the Cradle with the Soul Knife Spy, I think it's acceptable, because the Reaper's Talisman is going to be so good anyway. Yeah, I'm not gonna make this unblockable. I'm not gonna do that, so let's trade if they want to. They don't want to. Now milling a... So I have a Clattering Skeleton, so they lost the Cradle, okay. That I can draw. Yes, and I think I'll just, because if they have removal, they can remove anything that removes one toughness creature will also remove a 2 toughness creature, unless it's a Ray of Enfeeblement, I suppose. But because I'm going to block anyway, I'd rather use the 2/1 here, even though it is a slightly inefficient use of mana now. Well, they have Fly, so I guess they get their good stuff now going on, but I still have the Reaper's Talisman. That is going to help in the race. They scry to bottom, drew. Okay. So I will discard 2 mills too, so I can't even draw any of that. I guess the Rime Shield is still the one I want to have the most. I'm gonna draw a land at some point. So now if I attack with both, yeah, no, that makes no sense. I will just attack with this, because then I want to gain the life here. So target this, decline. They have a Rogue Blaster too. Lightfoot Rogue. Yeah, I guess I can do it, because that allows me to next turn, if I want to move the Reaper's Talisman, I can move it and still play a 2-drop. They have a lot of cards, but they need to deal with all my creatures, because I'm only need a few more attacks with the Reaper's Talisman to get them, you know, dealt with. Okay. Now they, unfortunately, didn't tap out, so I was considering moving the Soul Knife Spy, but I'm just going to, let's see if they have a tapper. They might have a tapper. It doesn't matter though. The tapper doesn't matter. They need to deal with Cradle. And they do. So it's time for them to... Yeah, I'll just attack with these. Now I'm happy about them. I'm happy about now the fact I took the 2-drop, because I can now play the Cradle and the 2-drop here still. But they are not going to run out of cards with the Soul Knife Spy, but yeah, this is good stuff I have going on. Now it's all about how much interaction can they draw here. How much interaction can they draw? That's not interaction, and I'm not losing the race here. They still have 2 mana. How many of these you come to a river can they have? Okay, they didn't care about, because it wasn't an easy decision what to do here, because this thing always will be a Death Toucher. I could have just... I think the play here would have been, because this can have, for example, 3 power. equip the talisman here and make it unblockable with the Cradle's ability and not play the Frost Giant here. So this will be draining 2 and then it will be dealing 2 or 3 depending on the die roll. Well, I guess it could also deal 5 extra if I rolled 20 here. So they would go to 5 and then either... Yeah, that would have been pretty good. But yeah, this was a mirror match where both had very similar kind of stuff going on. But I had the Reaper's Talisman, which is in fact a very unfair card to be facing. I have faced it myself plenty of times and it's always been very difficult. And usually that has resulted in me losing such a game. Okay, this is good hand, but can I be on the play sometimes? Because this hand is even better on the... Well, I mean, all the hands mostly are gonna be better on the play, but now I have a 2-drop here anyway. I have actually several options here for 2-drops, so it's going to be interesting what I do. Another blue-black? Is this the same player or what? I wish I was on the play. This is such... I wish I was on the play. This would be so much better. Okay, well, I got the talisman, so this is fantastic. I'm just gonna have to figure out if I want to have the Guild Thief. I think I want to have the Guild Thief here, because I maybe just slap a fly on it on the next turn and kind of make them have an answer for it. So they get to mill me, they get to scry, and they get to drain 1 life. Okay, I don't care about the clattering skeletons actually. How do they scry? Bottom. And then I assume they have a blocker for this guy or removal for this guy. Investigator, huh? Still 1 mana here. Whatever. I'm gonna force them having an answer for this thing. If they have Ray of Enfeeblement here, I'm almost conceding. I play their Lightfoot Rogue here, post-combat. So I will scry. Oh, although scry doesn't matter because they get to... Yeah, scry doesn't actually matter because they get to mill me. I'm not going to block that guy. So, it's going to be... It's gonna be the Dungeon of the Mad Mage here. And let's see if the Guild Thief can continue the attacks. Yep. Another connecting with Cradle. It is basically 2 damage only, so I can live with that. They get the Scry, which is somehow valuable, but it's not the end of the world for me. I lost the land, but I guess I can operate with the lands I have here, so it doesn't matter too much. Now let's see if they have interaction on the Guild Thief. Now I have all this good stuff still here, so I'm not that worried. Now they kept on top. Wingier. Okay, so I need the Thieves' Tools. Then they had a flying blocker, but at least I have the... it seems like I need to have all the stuff here. They scry 2, but they just scried 1 to top, so I'm assuming 1 is going to be on the top anyway, maybe 2, then... Would be very weird if they put 2 to the bottom. Yeah, 1 on top. Alright, so I can play and equip thanks to the treasure. Then I will scry, which will be useless because I was hoping to get to block the Cradle, but I mean, playing the Soul Knife Spy is interesting. I wish I drew a land. Would have maybe allowed me to do something a little different. If I use the entire turn here to do the kill thief thing, and they kill this, I'm just lost here. The Soul Knife Spy at least can block the Cridle unless they pay 2 mana to make it unblockable. But now I would have to, what, not attack at all. I guess I could trade with the Investigator. I don't think the Lightfoot Rogue will be that amazing, but it's really difficult decision here now. Maybe I should just not attack for once. I missed the Venture, but the Venture doesn't do anything because I get milled if I play the tools. Okay, maybe I will attack with the Rogue here. I'll play the Spy to block the Cridle. I don't want them to get the free attacks for. I mean, at least I'm gonna make them pay mana for it. And next turn I can do various things. Okay, now they are tapped out at least, so now I can do the good stuff. But which one is better? I guess I'll leave the Soul Knife Spy to block, so it's an easy decision. Easy decision. Also, just growing the Guild Thief is quite nice. It won't be unblockable forever, but it will be unblockable until it has 4 power, and then the Genie Windshear can no longer block it profitably. So this Scry has a chance to work. I don't need a Swamp though. I'm not gonna sacrifice the treasure here. But they will attack for 7 now. I need my Reaper's Talisman. Yeah, the 7 is a lot. Yeah, it is very difficult. I kinda didn't expect these games to be so hardcore, but I guess they just are. I mean, there's just no really time to durdle around. So much power on the battlefield here, which I can't really deal with. Because I'm only gaining 2 life from this thing. Oh, come on! What the heck? Okay, well... Can't beat that anymore. It's really... There's just nothing to do about that. I'm losing here so easily. But I got the 3rd win and I got to tier 3 here, so that is quite okay compared to my previous success. And I got, what, 2 mythic rares here? I got Minsk and I got the this thing, Book of Exalted Deeds. So still not amazing in terms of ranking up, but at least I got 1000 gems back instead of just 250, which has been very common for me. Next one will be one of those draft challenges while they still are up. So I will see you then. Thank you for watching and bye bye.